Hello, Internet. We're in Dubai, and my day doesn't start with a hotel with super interesting local Dubai cuisine. Anyway, guys, bon appetit to you and me. Now that I've eaten, the streets of Dubai are absolutely bustling. Look, they're stealing all sorts of things. All sorts of fabrics are being rolled out, and as we can see, drinks too. There's some kind of renovation going on here. They're fixing something. Look, they're putting up some kind of sign there. Anyway, I want to get to the sea today and maybe take a swim. Yeah, just look, they've piled up a ton of boxes here. I don't know what's in there. And here, too, there are boxes. There are 2 boxes over there. Well, overall, this is an ordinary street full of tourists. There are actually a lot of them here, but it's clear that most of them are from India. This is their neighborhood. And also our fellow citizens, there are guys from the CIS. Well, that's the kind of atmosphere you'll find here, not particularly expensive cars. And, really, the same ordinary working people. That is, it seems to be a residential area, with expensive houses on the left, but on the other hand, there's nothing particularly expensive here. By the way, to avoid going back to that again, I'll show you as quickly as possible which hotel I'm staying in. This is what my room looks like. No view from the window and nothing particularly spacious or interesting. I got $40 a night for a room like this. Well, here's a more expensive area. I like it much more. It's not just shopping arcades lining the street. It's a neighborhood in itself, where people actually live. Just look at it. Very beautiful houses. Everything is also being renovated. Well, as I understand it, the peak season will be winter. They're getting everything ready for winter. What's interesting is that you're not allowed to film people here. But overall, no one cares at all and is tolerant of you walking around, filming, and chatting on camera. Here I am. No one cares at all. And by the way, there are planes flying around here all the time. And this one's even more or less high. Sometimes planes fly in even lower. It looks downright epic. It's a nice picture. Planes flying, new buildings, clean sidewalks. Sometimes there's a little grass. It even looks a bit like some new Moscow district. Although I haven't been to Moscow for a long time, it's quite nice, why not? Anyway, I came to some bus stop and I need to figure out how to get to this interesting beach, which is called, I think, Liamur. There's also a metro here, but it doesn't go there at all. It doesn't connect me to Wi-Fi either, and I don't have a SIM card. Now we'll try to figure out what to do with the buses. Now, anyway, I need bus number 8. It'll be here soon, so I need to get off at the stop. It's located, as far as I understand, over there, closer to the road, so I need to go straight there. These number 8 buses don't run as often as you might think. Even though Dubai is such a popular city and the route is very necessary, it's also infrequent. So I'm just hoping I'll be able to leave on it and it won't pass by this base, as sometimes happens. Oh well, we'll wait for it here. What's interesting here is that there are cold bus stops. You can go inside them, and it will be a little cooler. Yes, the temperature is cooler here. By the way, Dubai actually has a lot of buses. There are about 100 to 100 different routes and lines, and the city itself is home to 4 million people. And, of course, a huge portion of the population are migrants coming from other countries to work. The city needs a lot of labor because it's actively being built. And, of course, they need people to service these huge yachts. Yes, the city has a lot of yachts and ports, but besides that, there are also such beautiful, incredible streets. So you understand, I drove for about 40 minutes and paid $1.50 for it. By the way, it's not particularly hot outside, only plus 40 degrees or something. Big deal, that's not even scary. And here's my sign. Liamur to the right. That's exactly where I need to turn now. And over there, up ahead, is our beach. As I understand it, one is public, and the other is not. And so, as I understand it, I need to get to one of the 2 beaches. Well, I can get to one of the 2, and the other one I can't. Am I right? Well, in general, it might be possible to get to both, but I didn't find out about that online. And there's a little beach up ahead. Yeah, I was told that the water here isn't the cleanest in Dubai, but I haven't actually seen the water yet. Now we'll find out. Well, guys, I'll tell you this, the color of the water is quite nice. Only no one's really swimming, a couple of people are sunbathing. Well, there are also lifeguards here. Well, nothing else. Some showers, I see, and some pretty big waves today. Well, although, maybe for this place in Dubai, that's normal, but these seem to be quite powerful waves, let's say, for such a small, homemade bay. Some buildings ahead are very beautiful. Well, as I understand it, there are showers, all sorts of changing rooms here too. In fact, it's a bit deserted. I expected something a little different, of course, here. Well, it's even better that there aren't so many people. Yeah, a lot of people complain to me that the water here is kind of murky, not like that, but no, it's quite bearable, such beautiful turquoise water. You just need to change, throw on some shorts and you can take a swim, walk around a bit. Although I don't think I'll feel refreshed in this water, but at least it's something. That's it, guys, I found a place where I can change. I'll leave you here for now. I'll go change and put on my shorts. Okay, let's go swimming. I think it'll be fine on this side, because the waves are kind of smaller here. So let's go right in from here and try the water. I think it's really, really warm. These are the shorts I'm wearing. Yeah, I bought them in a rumble back in Goa. There's such a big flag here, I can see Dubai. It's waving really beautifully. And it's also there behind Burj Khalifa. Okay, we're heading into this beautiful water. Well, I think it's wonderful. Yeah, quite nice. Quite nice. Of course, I've experienced warm water in many places, let's say. The water in the Philippines was quite warm. But I've probably never experienced water this warm in my life, and that's a really pleasant surprise. Although, on the other hand, it's not particularly refreshing. The bottom suddenly drops away from under your feet, and the water is quite salty, but overall, there's nothing to complain about. Yeah, it's really nice here. I wish I could live in that little house I bought and just gaze out at Burj Khalifa all day long. What more could you want from life? Yeah. It's nice. I'm glad I can park my things quite safely. Dubai's a pretty safe place, so you don't have to worry about that at all. I don't think anyone would need anything here. Yeah, guys, it's so great here. I can't swim far with you because I didn't bring an airbag. Well, at least we can relax like this. I wonder if it's possible to get to the pier there. I'd probably jump in. Maybe. Yeah, the water isn't the clearest, but it's quite pleasant. The last time I swam was probably a couple of months ago. That was in Thailand, but I haven't been in the water since. I didn't even go in the water for the entire month and a half I lived on the shores of the Indian Ocean in Arambol. And I felt pretty good about it. I've been waiting for this day to swim here. And finally, it's here. This is it. A fishing picnic. Throw some liquids in the backpack, bro. This is really great. I'm not a fan of sunbathing, but just sitting after warm water, feeling stoned. Well, I mean just after the warmth on the sand. It's awesome. Imagine, there are actually people who live in all these expensive houses, buying all the apartments, penthouses, yachts in the center. This isn't just for show. Someone actually has money, but not me. I'm poor. Phew, it's really hot, guys. Yeah, I'd love to roll around in some ice-cold water right now, but there's none in the reservoirs here. It's still warm here, where the shower is. No, you know, it's more or less fresh, as if all the fresh stuff had run out. It's gotten hot. Even hotter than in the sea. My slippers, guys, are starting to fall apart. I'll have to change them soon too. But everything is expensive here. Damn, there's nowhere to even throw them away. Oh well, we'll think of something. When did that ever scare us? Are these difficulties? This is total. Well, that's basically the whole beach, as they call it. It's actually a bit empty. Everything is closed, nothing is working. Apparently, it's not the season. Or maybe the dance just turned out to be unpopular. Yeah, I don't know. Where will I go? Probably somewhere wherever my eyes look. There are a lot of great places here. It all looks pretty nice and cozy, but for these places, it's actually very deserted. There could be many, many times, or even dozens of times more people here. Honestly, I don't know what there is to do here. It's like there are a million different options. But at the same time, well, look at those buildings ahead. They seem close, but on the other hand, it's actually a long way to go. There's no internet, everything is very expensive. Well, I don't know, I feel like I'm already a little melted by the heat. Well, overall, I feel fine, but I know that normal is very deceptive in this heat. I've already had a very bitter experience like that. I don't want to repeat my mistakes. So I'd go somewhere where I can get a cold drink. But overall, I don't even know what else there is to do here. Well, look at the pretty cars, yes, please. Yes, all the expensive G-Wagons driving by. Well, there's not much interest in that either, because after all, the cars, although pretty, are not yours. So why look at them? Well, you could look at all the expensive cottages in this kind of cottage village near the shore. But that's where all the adventures end here. And now, guys, I'll expose Dubai for you in the simplest way. Just now I was on Lammer Beach. There's also a street here. Oh my god, I forgot what it's called. Right, Jumeirah, and it would seem that Dubai is an expensive place, a real place, lined with all sorts of high-rises. But in fact, guys, I turn the camera, and here we are greeted by this picture. In fact, there are quite a lot of high-rises, but not so many that it would seem like they're scattered everywhere, just like in New York. Dubai is largely built up with just one low-rise building. And all these high-rises, well, there aren't nearly as many of them as you might think. According to some videos by other bloggers, and photos from Instagram, which is banned in the Russian Federation, the terrorist organization Meta. Today's resting place is the porch of some residential complex. I don't know what kind of residential complex it is, but it's located not far from the center. I thought it would take much longer to get to those big buildings, but no, it turns out it's all very easy and quick in a straight line. I also got this mill of coffee for 2 dirhams. That's about 50 rubles. It's very tasty. True, I'll probably feel even hotter afterwards, but I have nothing to lose. By the way, these glasses are not at all for my vision. I'm wearing them today just because I was sick for 2 days, even more than 2 days, but I was sick for 2 days, so my eyes were watering, I had a runny nose, a fever, and now I'm sometimes coughing. Well, I mean, my eyes are watering, and because of that, I have these hard bruises, as if I'd been crying a lot, and I couldn't even watch YouTube at home in the dark. I just lay there with my eyes closed, because it made it a little easier. Well, everything's fine now, so I can go on with my life. Yes, it's a shame, of course, that I lost a couple of days in Dubai because of this, which I could have spent walking around and exploring this city. Oh well. But now I'm drinking coffee and just enjoying myself. Well, I'm almost there, yes, I even sat for a bit on the cold bus stop. There really are bus stops here, and they're kind of cold because it's hot outside. And in some regions, for example, in Russia, as far as I know, they're installing, on the contrary, hot bus stops, that is, ones that are warm. Anyway, here's that street with those beautiful skyscrapers. Oh, I wish I could climb one of them, or at least get up to some height, just to look around. There are so many of them, but I think there's security everywhere, and that won't be possible. Well, I'm almost to the Burj Khalifa. By the way, look at those cool cars. That yellow one over there probably costs, like, a few bucks, maybe 50 rubles. Excuse me, that's a lot of money. How much is that in dollars? $400,000. Well, yes, the amount is certainly specific. Basically, we'll run through these bushes, across all these bridges and interchanges. Now we'll find ourselves in Burj Khalifa. True, I don't know what to do there. Well, we'll think of something. By the way, there's this interesting house nearby. It's supposedly located opposite Burj Khalifa, roughly speaking. On the other hand, it doesn't really look all that expensive or luxurious. Wow, what a car, what an expensive Rolls. So, I'm thinking, maybe I'll be able to squeeze through here and get into the elevator. Let's give it a try. Of course, this operation might not be successful, but if I can get up there and have a look around, that would be pretty good. Anyway, I rode the elevator a bit and am now going higher and higher. I don't know if I'll be able to get to the top, but I'm really counting on it. I asked the guy if I could go up or look at Burj Khalifa. And he went up there to get the key, basically. Oh my gosh, thank you. Haha. I did it. Look at the view the guy has. He lives in a regular communal apartment with a view like this. You can see all the cars, the traffic, it's just amazing. Just look at the view from here. You can't get enough of it. I'm so glad I got here. Thanks to this kind guy. Wow, okay, I won't be cheeky. Although I really want to look at it again. But we'll get out of here. That's it. In short, it's interesting here. They live. Cool. Here's the mirror. Hello. That's how we managed to look at Burj Khalifa. And here's Burj Khalifa again. Only we've been here before, but not at this time. It's just 5:30 now. I don't want to go back to my neighborhood, because at that time the metro, well, you know, is completely jammed. Not everyone leaves even at once. You have to stand in line to leave, when the metro arrives for the second, third time. And now the question is, why do I need to stand and push around in the metro if I can wander around here a little longer and then leave when there's really no one here anymore? Am I right? Well, of course, when have I ever been wrong? Well, that's it. I'm practically bursting into this place like I'm at home. Shout out to all the Indians who stroll here. Shout out to Imar, who built 1 million buildings here. And, actually, hi to the sports ground there, but I probably won't work out today, because in this half-sick state it's not a very good idea. Although I would love to do some pull-ups here again. Ah, a sports ground at any other time, but not now. I'm feeling a bit sluggish right now. Regular sports are better for you, but not in such a devastated state. And here, closer to the entrance to the Dubai Mall, which is much more popular than the Russians. Guys, you can really feel Slavakor, all those wild looks. Yeah. And what a place, of course, there are a lot of people here, and bloggers too, like Sand. Let's not use bad words here. But the atmosphere is quite calm and pleasant. Yes, everyone is so calm, strolling carefully with their shopping and, look, taking photos with the Burj Khalifa in the background. I doubt anyone would stop you from doing that here. Well, quite well, lots and lots of people are taking advantage of it. These guys, too, I understand, are from India. And here, and here, and here, and here, and everywhere, practically everyone is from India. Only a few of them are Slavs. And here, someone is even broadcasting live. Hello, hello, how are you? Good. Is it for TikTok? Oh, good luck. Damn, this is the second time in a row I've shown you an Apple store. But this one is much more beautiful than the last one I've seen. And this is an original Apple store. And here you can see the new iPhones right on this little stand, right? This, I take it, is our regular Pro. And this is our Pro Max, right? Well, look for yourself at the colors here. It looks like all the colors are full, well, let's say, well, you know, yes, but one of the nice ones is like this. Yeah, I'm not really into the orange one, although overall it looks pretty good. Well, it's an overpayment, guys, but excuse me, really. No matter what anyone says about Apple being overpriced and all that, to be honest, I really, really like it. And here we are, look, on this camera. Cool, you could take a picture, interesting. And look how many employees are here at this Apple Center. There are actually a lot of them. Here they are, standing right here. And, basically, they all lined up, probably to help, to sell it all. Finally, I left Dubai Mall, and it was already complete darkness. I went for a walk around beautiful evening Dubai, and you know what? I was absolutely delighted by the current beauty. In general, there are many cities in the world that look very beautiful in the evening, but Dubai is a whole other story. All sorts of fountains, streets, lights, and the Burj Khalifa Tower itself look simply incredible. So remember, seeing Dubai is one thing, and seeing Dubai at night are two completely different things. So don't forget that evening Dubai feels 100 times more powerful, rich, and interesting. Good morning, well, or afternoon. Tomorrow I'm flying to a new country called Oman for a couple of days, and then I'm flying to Sri Lanka. Today turns out to be my last day in Dubai. I need to pack my things, but that's later. I also need to visit the big Dubai frame today. We're going there today. Okay, guys, let's leave my hotel. We'll go explore the new beauty of Dubai that we haven't seen yet on our last day in Dubai. Yes, it's still just as hot outside, but overall it's fine. Now we need to get to the metro, and the metro will take us a few stops to get to the Dubai frame. Many metro stations here are connected to many interesting locations, so getting there is actually very, very easy. Let's go to Medino Market. It's my favorite store. The prices here are super reasonable. We'll buy something, maybe even eat something. For some reason, I'm not particularly hungry, but I wouldn't mind a snack. It's so simple. Yes, it's a very big store. There's an incredible amount of fruit here. Further down there is meat and drinks. And then there are all sorts of fruits and vegetables. There are baked goods and nuts. Well, I've had these little patches with watermelons and other fruits a couple of times. They look incredible, of course. And, of course, they taste amazing too. It's as if you could make something like this with berries and all sorts of fruits. It's so stuffy and hot outside today. Like an especially hot day. But now I'll land in a nice, pleasant coolness from this stuffiness. I want to sit down somewhere, just to have a little snack, and then I can leave. Yeah, the fruits aren't the sweetest, but they're quite edible. There are bananas too. Okay, guys, let's hop on the metro and head to the big Dubai metro station. As far as I know, I'm already at Max station, and I'll have to walk a bit from there. Let's show our card, guys. We still have 19 dirhams left on our travel card, on this card's balance. And we need, as I understand it, to turn right here, yes, to get to Union Station. And here my train arrived right away. How convenient. Let's hop on it right away. There are actually a lot of Arabs here, but that's understandable, because this is an Arab country. Well, and at the same time, a lot of Indians, and the Arabs are extremely loyal. I really like them. But the guys who come from India or Bangladesh, they often look at me and react really strangely. I don't know why. It's like we're not somewhere else, like in India, but sometimes they look at me so strangely that it's downright tense. Maybe I just look really good and that's why everyone's looking at me. Maybe that's really the point. Maybe I'm just good looking. In the end, I arrived at the station I needed very quickly. I got off the metro, and, actually, I was getting ready to see this huge frame. I can already see it, guys. It's actually quite big, but it's located a little far from the metro. We'll have to walk, after all. But is that really such a distance? It's a trivial 5-minute walk, and we'll be right next to it. Look how big it is. It's a huge frame, honestly. I've never seen such structures anywhere in the world. Dubai knows how to surprise. There's also such a beautiful building here. I don't know what it is, honestly. Perhaps a beautiful modern white mosque. Or maybe some kind of school or a building for some purpose. Here it is, the Dubai frame. I'm already right next to it. There are a lot of Chinese tourists here, well, Asians in general, yes. They're everywhere here and there too. Basically, they've surrounded this frame. I wonder how much the entrance fee is. Let's take a look together. A child's ticket costs 21 dirhams. An adult's is 52 dirhams. That's a little over 1,000 rubles. In the end, I paid 52 dirhams, got the tickets, and went to admire this beautiful miracle. Yes, the 150-meter-high Dubai frame certainly looks very unusual, but it marks the transition from the old city to the newer, more modern one. There's even a small museum inside with paraphernalia from yesteryear, detailing how people used to live and what they did. So if you think there's nothing here but desert, you're sorely mistaken. Next, a pretty fast elevator awaited me. And, actually, the exit to the top of the Dubai frame. Well, here I am, at the top. Damn, I can already see such views. Wow. Let's look at this side first. It looks more spacious and quieter here, right? You can see a lot of residential areas. Well, actually, this is the most interesting side with the high rises, the Burj Khalifa, and other business centers and large buildings. They even have these slot machines. Check them out. Apparently, you have to toss a coin or 10 dirhams in paper money and then pull them out. Some funny stuff here. Yeah, right, bro, you fell for the typical scam. Well, every scam has its sucker, whether small or large. I'll never be able to get enough of this, because the views are incredible, the scale is simply enormous. Just imagine the fact that 150 years ago, you and I lived and couldn't even climb to a height of, say, 5 to 10 meters. And now we have such beautiful buildings that we can move around like this. Yeah, it's a complete mess, but the fact that the floor just disappeared from under me, guys, I wasn't quite expecting that. Well, it's more interesting here. You basically step on it, yeah, and it disappears. It's mind-blowing. Just look at it, yeah.